Bok choy. It's one of my favorite vegetables, full of nutrition and value, and I'm going to use it to make a delicious, nutritious soup tonight. Here are all the ingredients that I'm going to put into the soup. First, I'm going to take the bok choy and I'm going to soak it in water a little bit because it's usually grown in a sandy environment, and to get all the sand out of the cracks and crevices here, I usually soak it in cold water. Then separate the stalks, and I'm going to slice the stalks into nice bite-sized pieces. I'm going to take the greens, which are beautiful, nice healthy greens here, and I'm going to cut them off and slice them up, and we're going to save it to put in one of the last steps of the soup. Then I'm going to use some nice carrots. You can use any kind of vegetables that you like or that you have available in your house right now. But I'm going to use the carrot slices because I think they add a nice color to it as well as the vitamins. We're going to use some onion, a healthy amount of garlic, and very important ingredient in this soup is some ginger. So I'm going to peel this and chop it up into small pieces. We'll use some lime to flavor the soup, some soy sauce, vegetable broth, equal parts of water and vegetable broth, and some ramen noodles. You can use any kind of ramen noodles that you have, but I'm not using any flavor packets in this soup. That's it. It's going to be so good. I'm going to start by cleaning the ginger and the garlic and the onions and chopping them up so that I can start to brown them in a little olive oil. I'm going to use my Copper Chef pan with a little bit of olive oil. Turn this up on high and get it warmed up. Now I chopped up the first three ingredients, the garlic, the ginger, and the onions. Very fragrant, and they're going to be very tasty. So let's get them into the oil. Smell them right away. While these are starting to brown, I'm also going to throw in the carrots. You can see these are starting to get a little brown on the edges. Beautiful. But the carrots take the longest time to cook here in this soup. So put them in there. Give them the same treatment. Oh boy, it smells good. Just to show you the inner side of the bok choy here, I'm going to cut the leaves off right about this point here and use just the stalks for the next step of the soup. These are rather large chunks. I'm going to add some vegetable broth. Alright, I'm going to add about 2 cups of water. And you can add more water later if you like to make more soup out of this. And then I'm going to use the soy sauce. I'm going to use about 1.5 tablespoons. Now while this is cooking, I'm going to chop up my greens. And this is the amount of greens that I have. And I'm just going to cut strips out of them. After these have a start on the cooking, we'll throw in the greens and the noodles. Some people have never tried bok choy, but I hope if you haven't tried it yet, this video gives you an idea to give it a try. It's very nutritious. It contains loads of vitamins. Vitamin C, vitamin A, vitamin K, and it also has calcium, magnesium, potassium, manganese, iron, and it's really a powerhouse veggie, especially if you use the greens. So now that this is cooking up a little bit, I'm going to throw the greens in. And here's where we get a lot of the vitamin C and other nutrients. Alright, looking good. Now I'm going to let that cook a little bit and I'll add the ramen noodles. Okay, now everybody may be using different sized head of bok choy, so that's why I want you to judge how much liquid you need. How would you like your soup? Now I'm going to add another 2 cups of water here because I think we need a little more liquid. When I add the ramen noodles, they're going to absorb some of the liquid too. So it's boiling now. What I'm going to do is add the noodles. Now you can use fresh noodles, frozen ramen, ones you make yourself. I'm just going to use one of the packets without the seasoning. And we'll let that get down in the broth and start sucking up some of the flavors from the ginger and garlic. Alright, we're going to let that simmer and we'll be back in a little bit. Alright, it's cooking nicely. This is about the amount of broth I like to have in my soup. But again, if you like it more juicy, or you like to dip your bread or rolls or something into your broth, you might want to add a little bit more water. Feel free. Okay, I'm going to turn the heat off now. And as it simmers down here, I'm going to add some lime juice. I've just cut half a lime, and I'm going to squeeze that in there. And this kind of brightens up the greens a little bit. Sometimes the green part of the bok choy can be a little bitter, and this really tones it down and actually brings out some of the flavor. If you like to add salt to your cooking, you could add salt too. Now the recipe today I did it on the stovetop in my copper chef pan, but you could also do this in one of your multi-cookers and use the browning features to brown the garlic and ginger, but then cook it slowly all day in your multi-cooker. Kind of like a crock pot you could also use. Alright, here's a nice bowl of soup. Talk about nutrition, you can see it with your eyes. The smell is really good. The garlic and the ginger really are fragrant, and they make this a very appetizing bowl of soup. Okay, I'm going to let this cool off before I eat it, so I would like to encourage you to try this recipe. It's really a good one, and I think you'll enjoy it on a cold winter day like today. Thanks for watching.